I just had a great dream, and you know what it was about? Retard meds. Retard meds. Retard meds. And then I popped them left and right. Welcome to CG Woo, the show that showcases the Fortean, the strange, the weird, and whatever the fuck else I think is cool. This is Comics Gate and Fandom Menace adjacent, and every once in a while I give a little wink and incorporate that into the Forteana, especially the ones that deal with pop culture. I am your host, John XD, or whatever the fuck else I'm calling myself today, so smash that like button and hit subscribe so you can be one of my many other great cult followers. And someday when I recruit more than maybe 30, we're going to all move to a compound, and I'm going to teach you the ways of the universe. Sounds good? Right on. Y'all are getting 2 CG woo-woos for the price of 1 this week. What's up with that? Well, it's because there are just Fortean things happening left and right. One thing I was very surprised that I didn't find out about it, and then when I found out the details, I understood why. But apparently the tomb of Genghis Khan has been found a few months ago, in fact, and the reason it's not really in the news or being circulated, except on YouTube and whatnot, is because what they found was pretty baffling. They did a DNA test on the body, and not only is it not Mongolian, but it isn't like any known human species that they've found before. And I suspect that has to do with the red and blonde-haired giants that were found in the mounds and pyramids all over China that no one is allowed to excavate. But also they found highly tooled objects and things that looked like they were manufactured, and things that look like they don't belong from that time period, but apparently it's not a fraud. And this, of course, if you study Robert Sepeher's work, he talks about the fact that all of the original contemporary accounts of Genghis Khan from the time period, from medieval travelers and people in lands that he's conquered, attributed that he had red hair and green eyes. And so, I'm not one of these people who support the Tartaria mythology as far as believing the ridiculous revised timeline of Velikovsky, especially when it doesn't line up with other ancient civilizations. But there is something to a Nordic type race of giants, who were could have been Cro-Magnon, could have been just a more robust species of human that we hadn't classified, or people don't want to classify for whatever political reasons. And there's a lot of political reasons that this is that these aren't being toured all over the world like Tut's mummy was. I remember my wife got to see that in the 70s when that was on exhibition in New York. And I remember, more contemporary figures like, Catherine the Great. I saw her exhibition when it was touring in St. Louis. But, people who are lovers of history, they're going to be very disappointed because, there's all kinds of, hot topics now that are, topics that, according to some people shouldn't even be on the table, talking about a cultural appropriation and all this other BS. But, obviously there are people who revere him as a god, and now that they've found the remains and done the DNA testing, I understand why. But that is the first item of Forteana. The second one, this is amazing. Oumuamua has returned. yes, that very strange space object that is not shaped like any type of body that we found in space before. It's very long, and it almost looks man-made, but it isn't truncated anywhere or rounded like most objects that crash through space. And also, like most objects that crash through space, it isn't it doesn't have any dust particles on it. There's no comet trail of dust coming off of the back of it, like with most bodies like comets and asteroids. But another strange thing about it is that it's solid red. It's not sort of a rust color or a brownish red or a maroon. It's solid Diablo red, like it got painted in a shop. And it's long and metallic, and it could, you can make your own conclusions about that. Who or what it is, because your guess is as good as mine. I don't have the inside track on that, but holy shit, is that some amazing stuff. But of course it made the news because it came into our solar system from outside, and then changed its course and quickly moved out of the solar system in a manner totally unlike a free-floating body. And the amount of energy it would have taken to break the solar system's orbits and break the gravitational pull of our sun and the other planetary bodies, and to just abruptly leave, that was really strange. And that led to all sorts of speculations that this was some sort of craft, and now it has come back to the solar system. So make of that what you will. But who knows? I don't know if the Nordics, the space Potsies from Happy Days are coming or what. But that is another very significant item of Forteana. Okay, third item of Forteana. We have confirmed that there is water on the moon, and there is an abundant amount of water in and on the surface of the moon. And get this, the water that's on the moon is trapped in glass beads. They're like little glass droplets or beads all over, all over moon dust, all over the surface of the moon. And inside these glass beads is trapped liquid water. And of course, if you study, I remember Jason Reza Georgiani and I believe Robert Sebaher and some other people have brought my attention to the fact that an object was crashed into the moon for the purpose of measuring some type of seismic activity or acoustics, and to everyone's shock, the moon rang like a bell for either for hours or days or something. But it means that the moon is hollow and it's made of something that made it ring. So this harkens back, if anyone's a Lovecraft geek like I am, that harkens to the expanded Lovecraft universe of I believe August Derleth or Clark Ashton Smith, but I believe August Derleth, when you're talking about the Oumuamua cycle. That's one of the great old ones that lives inside the waters inside the moon. And when I first heard about the moon being hollow, I immediately thought of that. And then of course when we find out that there's all sorts of water on the moon, and not only is there water on the moon, but there's something very, very valuable for the future of energy. and this is helium-3. Helium-3 is very unstable on planet Earth. It's very rare. I believe it only exists inside volcanoes, so it's very risky and almost impossible to harvest. And as soon as it's exposed to air, it converts to regular helium, like you find in balloons, and so it's worthless. But apparently there's an abundance of helium-3 on the moon, and in a controlled environment on the moon, they're going to try to, create some type of fusion energy and perfect it. And apparently this is going to be the future of the future of sustainable energy and perhaps space travel. But that is very, very interesting. Wouldn't that be ironic if Oumuamua showed up and the Nordics came out and they said, alright, where the fuck is our immortal leader Genghis Khan? And what the fuck happened to our giant water reservoir made of glass on the moon? What the hell did you little monsters do? And you know what most of us servile little mealy-mouthed bastards will say? Hail intergalactic overlords, please don't beat us, please don't kill us. We'll turn in the Finks who did it. Because the hero, the man of renown, that is exceptionalism. That is merit. That has absolutely nothing to do with equity. If you want to have a backbone, you better realize that we are having a giant worm farm built around us, and what I mean by worm farm is all of us, because most of us don't have any fucking spine left. But I know how our intergalactic warlords, overlords, or whatever the fuck they call themselves, space potsies from Happy Days, Ralph, Richie Cunningham, Richie Cunningham and Ralph were both gingers, so maybe they will be up with the red-headed ones that come out of those Oumuamua ships. And they're going to say, okay, this is how we're going to win all of you over. We're going to bring back McDonald's gift certificates, and they're not going to be very expensive. And everyone is going to say, holy shit, give us that stuff. I'm a wee bit peckish, if you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna give me a little something, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I mean, and I think you do. The Bobak marmots, they got it figured out. They have Buddha mind. They're fat, they're happy, they're content, they're gentle, and they get all kinds of cookies from tourists, and they make adorable YouTube videos. Marmots ain't varmints, they're Buddhas, and it's 3 mystical marmots that triangulate in the South Atlantic and in the Caribbean, and form the triangle of the Bermudas. Dig it. People that disappear in that triangle go to Magic Marmot Land. I'm just saying. Don't feel sorry for them. They're having a good time. They're fucking partying with marmots, feeding marmots cookies and shit. In fact, take me to the Bermuda Triangle right fucking now. I want to go to Magic Marmot Land. And now, my darling, it is the magic marmoting time. The time to be doing the marmoting things that we are talking about. Magicking marmoting things. The marmoting time. Very tender. Who's the big winner? I'm the big winner. You know why? I have 26 fucking subscribers. I'm gonna go out and get a Burger King crown right now and crown myself King of America. Because I am a monarchist. I am the funky freshest rapper, And let me tell you something, my name is the Greatest. DAGREATISS. The Greatest. Because that's my rapping name. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm rapping about. I'm rapping about my 27 followers, mofo. Yeah. Which means I have more genuine followers than Let's Go Brandon. And everyone knows that Brandon has a pedal in his file. Yes, it's documented. I'm afraid so. Dreaming of a green 420, just like the one that's in this song, where the kind nugs glisten with Keith and listen to hear bubbling in the bowl. I'm dreaming of a green 420 with every graphics bong I pack, where the res is gooey and black, and may no one be pinching from your sack. There's nothing like vitamins. One thing about pigfuckers is they like smoking weed. And so do I, for that matter. By the way, if you haven't yet, smash the like button and hit subscribe. Because I like to be reminded every once in a while of how fucking tits I really am. And I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I've been putting some more shorts on my page because it's just highlighting some of the funnier parts of my ramblings in my CG woo-woo episodes. If you haven't been able to sit through some of the ramblings and you haven't gotten to some of the gold that's in there, I've extracted a few gems. But anyway, that's that. And hopefully that will make you want to go in and listen to the rest of the CG Woo episodes, because it does sound like I'm rambling, but I do get into some really deep Forteana stuff if you like the woo. I am Hargagard Chart, and I serve the mighty Lutefisk, and I will hit you all with Thor's hammer. Like the donkey punch, the Thor's hammer in the donkey punch. Thor's hammering. Look it up on the Pornhub, Thor's hammering. No, actually, don't look up shit on Pornhub. Don't look up any type of pornography, because 70% of all girls in that material are victims of human trafficking. And if you consume pornography, you are quite literally supporting the worst people on earth. So, fuck those people. And I'm not virtue signaling, because I don't give a shit what anyone thinks about me. I'm a cunt. But I'm just saying. I'm actually not a good person, but I've eaten many very good people. Delicious, in fact. So what have you been doing with yourself since we last saw you on the show? Well, I've been making these really neat sculptures, cookie cutter sculptures, with my chode. Wow, is that why my dog can't stop sniffing that thing? Well, I had them on exhibit in Santa Fe. That's amazing! Say, that's a spiffy shirt you're sporting there. What is that exactly? Oh, I also made this myself. This is from 100% recycled dental floss. I cultivated these materials organically over a very long period of time, and visiting many rest stops and very many very nice fellows that I met along the way were happy to oblige. I think I know what you were doing at those rest stops. Well, as an artist, I have to protect my integrity, so some things just don't need to be said. And speaking of protecting that integrity, who supports these great artistic endeavors of yours? Oh, wow, they really are, I must say. Well, thank you. I got, yet another grant from the Shabbatai Zvi Institute of Degeneracy. Oh my goodness, something has gone terribly, terribly awry. Our friend the Maverick Artist has shat himself inside out. Oh my goodness, it smells awful in here, and I've never seen anything like this before in my entire career in journalism. In art journalism, too. I think there's several worthwhile things that we've taken away from this episode today. The first one, when you're required to have a magic wand, one-up the motherfuckers. Have wand chucks. Have 4 wands and attach pairs of them with chains or ropes, and then you can wave around your wand chucks. The magic words for wand chucks is huckama juckama juckama huckama. Juckama huckama huckama juckama. Okay, second worthwhile thing we've taken away today. I now understand why old men powder their balls. Okay, third thing. This is the most important one. If you're in the middle of a huge personal project that you made up yourself and you don't give a shit what's going on around you, just remember, anyone or anything that gets sucked up into the maelstrom of that project deserves to. That project, by the merit of its strength, deserves to go on. One thing I like to say about severed heads is that they're so fucking tits. I love to stack them and collect them and look at them because they're so fucking tits. There's nothing like vitamins.